Hello everyone, welcome back to iExamB, where you can prepare 50% faster. Today's my topic is the income statement, which is very much essential. अगर हम बात करें financial statements की, तो इस बार शेड्यूल 3 ऑफ द कंपनीज एक्ट 2013 पांच चीज़ें मैंडेटरी है हमें बनाना. क्या क्या? एक तो हमें इनकम स्टेटमेंट बनाना होता है, बैलेंस शीट, कैश फ्लो स्टेटमेंट, स्टेटमेंट ऑफ चेंजेस इन द इक्विटी एंड नोट्स टू अकाउंट. फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट में ये पांचों चीज़ें कवर अप होती हैं. तो इस वीडियो लेक्चर में वी विल टॉक अबाउट द इनकम स्टेटमेंट कि इनकम स्टेटमेंट होता क्या है. इनकम स्टेटमेंट टॉक्स अबाउट द थिंग्स, थ्री थिंग्स. जो इनकम स्टेटमेंट जब भी हम बनाते हैं, इनकम स्टेटमेंट को हम प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस स्टेटमेंट बोल सकते हैं, स्टेटमेंट ऑफ ऑपरेशंस बोल सकते हैं, स्टेटमेंट ऑफ प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस बोल सकते हैं. ये तीन चीज़ों को शो करता है. एक, कितना हमने कमाया, व्हाट आर आवर रेवेन्यूज़, what are our expenses, and how much the net profit or loss has been earned during the period. These three things are shown under the income statement. फिर उसके बाद में अगर हम बात करें व्हाट आर द कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ इनकम स्टेटमेंट, तो इट इंक्लूड्स द रेवेन्यूज़ में से इफ़ वी डिडक्ट द कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स सोल्ड वी गेट द ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट, and if we deduct the operating expenses then we get the operating income, and further if we add up the non-operating incomes we get the earning before interest and taxes, and if we deduct the non-operating expenses then we get the EBT, and further after deducting the tax expenses we finally get the net profit and loss. So all these are the components of income statement. We will study all these components in brief. If we talk about what are the revenues, the revenues means whatever the earnings has been earned from our core business operations, that is known as revenues. Out of revenues we deduct the returns, then we get the sales revenue that is displayed in the revenues. फिर उसके बाद में कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स सोल्ड की बात करें तो कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स सोल्ड रिप्रेजेंट्स दैट हाउ मच द मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कॉस्ट हैज़ बीन पेड ऑफ. what are the direct expenses? So it is the summation of three. It is the summation of direct material plus direct labor plus direct manufacturing expenses. These all three constitutes the cost of goods sold. Now cost of goods sold का formula is very much important. It is calculated as opening a stock plus purchases plus direct expenses minus closing stock. Again direct expenses include three: direct labor, direct material and direct manufacturing expenses. उसके बाद में थर्ड वन इज द ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट. हाउ टू कंप्यूट द ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट? इट इज द रेवेन्यूज माइनस कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स सोल्ड. सो इट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन रेवेन्यू एंड कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स सोल्ड. इट शोज दैट हाउ efficiently a company produces its goods or services. Next component is the operating expenses, that how much expenses has been incurred on its day-to-day business operations. So it includes basically two: office and administration expenses and selling and distribution expenses. Office and administration matlab whatever expenses are incurred to manage your office, like the salary of the office employees, the office rent, the depreciation, repairs, lighting, postage, printing, legal charges. These are the examples of office and administration expenses. If we talk about the selling and distribution, it talks about whatever the expenses has been incurred on the advertisement, on the commission, on the sales of any product, that is known as selling and distribution. Both of these expenses form part of operating because these are essential to conduct the sale. Next is the operating income. If we deduct the operating expenses from the gross profits, then we get the operating income. And if we have any sort of indirect incomes like the commission, the bad debts recovered, then those incomes will be added. Otherwise, normally the formula of operating income is the gross profit minus operating expenses. Next category comes as the non-operating income, means the income which are not related to our day-to-day business activities. These are the extra incomes like the interest income, the dividend income, or the gain on sale of fixed assets. These are the non-operating income which are not related to the business operations, the core business operation. These are the earning from non-core business operations के जो earning है that is non-operating income. So if these incomes are added in the operating income, then we get the EBIT. Now many a times, 90% of times, the operating income and EBIT is said to be one and the same thing, because if the non-operating income do not exist, then we can see that EBIT is equal to operating income. Also, sometimes the net profit is given to you. In that situation, it is asked how to compute the EBIT. So we go opposite way. If the net profit is given and it is asked to calculate EBIT, then our formula becomes EBIT is equals to net profit plus interest expenses plus taxes. Now, what is the difference between EBIT and operating income? The difference between EBIT and operating income is only of the non-operating incomes. If the non-operating income do not exist, then EBIT is equals to operating income. Remember, most of the times EBIT and operating income words are used interchangeably. Next is the non-operating expenses, again not related to the day-to-day business operations, not related to the core operations of the business. It includes the financial cost, like the interest cost, the dividend payment, not the dividend payment, sorry, the interest payments, loss on sale of fixed assets, the foreign exchange losses. These all forms part of the non-operating expenses. Now, if we deduct these non-operating expenses from EBIT, then we get the earnings before taxes. Earning before taxes, we just need to deduct the taxes now to calculate our net profits. So if we deduct income tax expenses, whatever amount is payable on our earnings, if we deduct that, then we get the net income. So this is all about the income statement. Whatever the income is generated, whatever the profits has been earned, out of those profit, some of the part is distributed as dividend and some of the part is kept in the business for further growth as a retained earnings. So these division comes in the another category, changes in the equity. This is the format of as per the Schedule 3 of Companies Act. Now, why did we study those terminologies? Because if any analysis has to be done, only those terminologies are used. Net operating income kitna hai, net operating expenses, what is the EBIT, EBIT, TDA. TDA is the income earnings before interest, taxes and depreciation. So these terminologies are used for the interpretations. For all the financial calculations, those terminologies will be used. But if you have to make the financial statement as per Schedule 3 of the Companies Act, then this is the format which is used. Here in the format, revenue from operations are there, then other income, and then we get the total revenue. And in the expenses, cost of material consumed, it is the direct material cost, purchase of stock in trade, then stock and trade can be related to the inventories of finished goods, it can be related to WIP, and it can be related to stock. For employee benefit expenses, they are the labor cost. Finance cost is the interest expenses. Depreciation and amortization expense. Amortization is charged on the intangible asset. Depreciation is charged on the tangible assets. Then it becomes the total expenses. If we deduct total expenses or total revenues, then we get the profit before exceptional and extraordinary items. Now there are two more terms, exceptional and extraordinary item. Exceptional means the extra revenues which has been earned. It is the part of core activities, but is the it is not exceptional revenues, means extra revenues. If we are earning, then we have to disclose it separately, that is the exceptional item. Extraordinary means which does not happen again and again in the business. If I talk about profit on sale of fixed asset, it is an exceptional item. But if I talk about loss due to earthquake, it is non-recurring, it doesn't happen regularly, so it is extraordinary item. Then we get the profit before taxes. Then out of the profit and from the profit you have to deduct the tax amount, that is current tax and deferred tax. Deferred tax we will study in the next video. Then we get the profit for the period from continuing operations. Now if we talk about some of the questions like which of the following is not included in the income statement of a company, तो वो हो गया dividend paid. In the income statement, the difference between gross profit and operating profit क्या होगा? Gross profit और operating profit का जो difference है उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? Interest expense, tax expense, या फिर administrative and selling expense, या फिर non-operating income. So it is the administrative and selling expenses. Which of the following equation is correct with respect to income statement? तो यहाँ पर gross profit is equals to net sales minus operating expense, ये गलत है. Net profit is equals to EBIT minus interest expenses, yes, so this is the right option. The financial statement for the companies is prepared according to which schedule? So we prepare it according to the Schedule 3 of the Companies Act. फिर उसके बाद में in which section of the income statement is EBIT-TDA typically calculated? So EBIT-TDA will be calculated in between the gross profits and EBIT. Okay. Which of the following best describes the primary purpose of income statement? The primary purpose of income statement is to compute the profitability of the period. If the company has net profit before tax of 50 lakh and pays tax of 30%, what is the net profit after tax? So 50% का 30% होता है 15 lakh, so the remaining profit is 35 lakh. Under Indian AS 1, the statement of profit and loss must include, it must include the statement of profit and loss. It must include the profit and loss for the period. So thank you so much for the today. Bye bye. Take care.